How did Rory McIlroy's US Open collapse become a defining moment in his career? This is an exclusive look into his career. We reveal everything from his meteoric rise and the unforgettable US Open collapse to his remarkable comebacks and continuing challenges. You won't want to miss these exclusive insights and stories. Our team delved into detailed sources like golf.com and Golf Monthly to bring you an in-depth exploration of McIlroy's career. We will bring you the insights that highlight both his struggles and his enduring brilliance. Let me give you a little backstory on how he became one of golf's brightest young stars. Back in 2007, 17-year-old Rory made a splash as one of golf's brightest young stars, possibly the best prodigy Europe had ever seen. He topped the World Amateur Golf Rankings and stood out as the top amateur at the Open Championship, finishing with a score of +5 in his major debut. That same year, he turned professional and quickly made a name for himself on the European Tour, winning over fans with his impressive performances. His game was marked by two standout features: his flawless swing technique and his impressive driving distance. His powerful drives gave him a considerable advantage, particularly early in his career, allowing him to outdrive most of the field and set up easy birdie opportunities. However, this strength was often tempered by inconsistency. He could swing from winning a tournament by 7 strokes to missing the cut just a few weeks later. A look at his strokes gained statistics reveals a clear pattern. He was consistently excellent off the tee, often gaining 1 to 2 strokes on the average PGA golfer. However, his putting was uneven, sometimes falling well below average and costing him crucial strokes at key moments. Despite these fluctuations, he remained a formidable competitor, capable of winning any tournament he entered. Want to know how he turned a Masters meltdown into a historic US Open victory? He claimed his first PGA Tour victory at Quail Hollow in 2010, setting a course record of 63 at St. Andrews during the Open Championship, where he finished tied for 3rd. Despite missing the cut at the Masters and the US Open that year, he still reached as high as 7th in the official World Golf Rankings. The 2011 Masters seemed poised to be his breakthrough performance. He opened with a 7 under par 65, taking the lead after the first round. After solid rounds on Friday and Saturday, he entered the final round at 12 under par, holding a 4-shot lead. However, disaster struck on the back 9. After holding his lead at -11 through 9 holes, McIlroy's tee shot on the 10th hole went astray, ending up deep in the woods between 2 cabins nearly 400 yards from the green. A series of errors followed: a shanked 3rd shot into the rough, a chip that bounced off a tree, and a triple bogey on the 10th hole. His troubles continued with a 3-putt from 10 feet on the 11th hole. Although he hit a promising tee shot on the 12th hole, the damage was done, and he led, and his chance at victory slipped away. It's hard to believe, but he experienced a dramatic collapse, losing 6 strokes over just 3 holes, finishing the tournament tied for 15th place. While his meltdown on the 10th hole is widely recognized, it was his putting that truly let him down. He missed 5 critical putts within 15 feet, including 2 birdie opportunities that could have put him back in contention. Unfortunately, this wouldn't be the last time he faced such challenges. However, he made a significant comeback in the US Open that same year. He delivered a dominant performance, finishing the tournament 16 under, 8 strokes ahead of the 2nd-place finisher, Jason Day, and setting a new US Open record for the lowest 72-hole score. At the time, he became the 3rd youngest player to win a major, following in the footsteps of Tiger Woods and European legend Seve Ballesteros. His success continued in 2012 when he won 4 PGA Tour events, including another major, where he once again triumphed by 8 strokes. He surpassed Tiger Woods to become the youngest player to win multiple majors. However, his inconsistency remained evident as he missed the cut 3 times that year. Let's take a peek at how he reclaimed his top spot after a tough season. By this point, his career achievements were likely enough to secure his place in the Hall of Fame. And at just 24 years old, there was no telling how much longer he could maintain this level of dominance. For any professional golfer, the next few years of his career would be considered a significant success, and in many ways, they were. He continued to win tournaments, reaching 10 PGA Tour victories by 2015 and 15 by 2018. However, his inconsistency persisted, with 12 missed cuts during that period, and his performance in majors was even more troubling. From 2016 to 2018, he consistently finished in the top 5 at every Open Championship, yet missed the cut 3 consecutive years in the US Open. He also finished in the top 10 at the Masters for 5 straight years, but never placed higher than 17th at the PGA Championship during that time. Rory's 2019 season included 3 tournament victories, including the Players' Championship, often regarded as the unofficial 5th major. His strong performances in other major tournaments earned him his 2nd FedEx Cup and the title of PGA Player of the Year. However, it had been over 5 years since his last major win, and while he excelled in many aspects of his career, he had yet to win the Masters and complete the career Grand Slam, a milestone his fans were eagerly awaiting. Lastly, no golf career would be complete without a major victory. How close did McIlroy get? His bid for another major victory took a significant turn at the 2022 Masters, where a final round 64 earned him 2nd place behind Scottie Scheffler. This strong performance gave him a confidence boost as he headed into the Open later that year. He started with a solid first round 66, putting him in 2nd place behind Cameron Young. By the 3rd day, he was tied for the lead with Victor Hovland, but crucial struggles on the 17th and 18th holes led to a 2-stroke loss to Cameron Smith. The 2023 US Open offered another chance, but a tough break on the 14th hole, where tall grass swallowed his ball, resulted in a bogey and a 1-stroke loss to Wyndham Clark. Despite this disappointment, he was on a roll, winning 6 PGA Tour events over 2 years, including his 25th PGA Tour victory at the Wells Fargo Championship. He entered the 2024 US Open in top form, sharing the lead after a first round 65. However, his game faltered in the 2nd round, and a bogey on the 18th hole dropped him to 5th place. He made a move on Saturday, reaching 6 under after a series of birdies, but errant tee shots and a setback on the par 3s left him at 4 under, starting the final round 3 shots behind leader Bryson DeChambeau. His putting kept him in the hunt as he tied DeChambeau at 6 under with a birdie on the 12th and took a 2-stroke lead after a birdie on the 13th. But his momentum waned with a bogey on the 15th, and despite strong play, a missed par putt on the 16th signaled trouble. He arrived at the 18th tied for the lead, but his tee shot ended up in a divot, and a crucial 4-foot putt under pressure slipped away. DeChambeau, facing similar challenges on the 18th, made an incredible bunker shot to win his 2nd US Open. His frustration was evident as he quickly left after DeChambeau's final putt, calling it the toughest day of his career. He announced a brief break, but promised to come back for the Open Championship, still hopeful for another major win. At 35, with a remarkable career yet to see a recent major victory, he faces increasing questions about his future in golf. And there you have it, Rory McIlroy's unforgettable journey through triumph and heartbreak. From his early days as a prodigy to his dramatic US Open collapse and ongoing quest for another major win, his career has been nothing short of a roller coaster. If you enjoyed this deep dive into his career and want to stay updated on more captivating sports stories, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.